backside onto the A site.
It will be really scrappy. The strats won't be great. There'll be nothing to break down too much.
Once, maybe even twice.
Okay,
Fracture,
T1 on defense, DRX on attack.
And immediately they're like, let's revert away from this. Let's change it up a little bit. Still have a try here on bind as they go creeping forward. T1 in the back side. Poxy tries to go up over the top.
It would kind of just turn into like a weird ranked, a weird ranked game with players who are super flexible. Could be kind of fine for a one-off event though, don't get me wrong. But it's kind of nice to have like prep teams and have nice strats.
Goes with a shorty, swaps to the frenzy, sends out the pain shells just to buy a little bit of extra time, and then says, you know what? I do like the shoddy in this position.
Damn, the Dizzy on the retake reaches this box. That's pretty cool.
I don't think so.
No, still fighting the time. Wingman gonna go running forward. Actually misses the spike. Oh. Can get cleared and tucked away here into the corner.
Wait, didn't he get flashed on?
Good for one and some damage. Mako around the opposite corner, the Viper wall. Obfuscating for now. Carpe finding a headshot. Mako gonna be taken down. Suddenly he's all buzzed with 25 HP.
Damn, nicely done from T1. That's a nice retake. It's always a good sign when
a bit low there, but the hold just can't come through.
Whoa, I actually thought this was fine. Okay. Too early for that one. Nice from DRX. I actually thought they were so fine for time here.
Something that I did not expect. I mean, we start things off.
Not even close. Just 0.2.
But going into the retake, you know, it was a little bit odd with the wingman. I think maybe it was a little bit of a fake, if anything. They wanted to see if anyone would shoot and reveal their position. And lo and behold, they kind of did. And playing off the toxic screen as well, T1 were able to land their shots, getting there on the retake.
Even they thought they had done it. Even they thought they got it. Okay.
You know, DRX, just a bit odd.
Nice from DRX, really close pistol. T1 just needs to be a little bit faster, it looks like. Oh my god, replays, yeah, it is nice. The Pacific and EMEA, it is nice to have that.
Either way, advantage for now in the hands of DRX, but we'll see if that tide can turn and see.
In terms of how we're approaching this, this is how DRX like to do this. They literally just buy. It's very similar to how Fnatic approach it. If they're on the defense, if the pawn goes against them, get all specters, just all heavy armor. Honestly, with the amount of thrifties we have, I think this approach is still so fine. Because yeah, we get a lot when people kind of focus on their bonus and try and have as many rifles as possible. If they're not that drilled at it, honestly, people like Navi and FPX have pretty much got it down. I say like them, Navi and FPX is in the same kind of team.
Even knowing that, or at least suspecting that it's just going to be T1 looking to die to the spike. They don't want taking chances. They go ahead and put up the wall. Make it that much more difficult for them to try to push through. And it will just be Munchkin and Ban sacrificing themselves to the spike explosion at the end of it all. 2-0 start, though, for DRX.
Classic. It's DRX. It's how they play. They go in, they get out, and T1 just can't quite find that footing just yet. But, you know,
yeah,
the next round is going to be theirs because they have that full buy coming in. I'm curious to see
someone
how
linked me
DRX
that
goes in on
few.
this. They have that
I
double
didn't.
duelist.
Well, I kind of read it. I like read it as I was waking up, and I'm not sure I fully processed in my mind. I'll check it in a bit. It was about Crashies and Victor, right?
Two players over here on
okay. Bonus round, nothing too different. We get the judge out early. Okay, how does he deal with this? A 5-person hit. Trav would love this. That's a nice overwhelm though. That is a, I say Trav would love this, but that is a strong overwhelm. Holy hell. Your crosshair is everywhere.
Presence is very much known. The wingman leads the charge, looking to get that daze across. Can't find anything, and need a decent amount of damage here from this snake bite.
Still a good position though. They can pressure DRX, but the spike is down. So now Ban.
I like that entry into Hookah. It's honestly a sick way of dealing with it. It's a really nice bonus drop from them, and now they pick up the judge. And that's an absolute nightmare.
What's happening now is they're going to drift apart. Vance says no, I'm
it's
not
a
going
good
to
kill.
rotate. Carpe fortunately does catch Buzz on that lurk around the back, so not going to lose out on any more weapons here, it would seem. But yeah, 3 rifles going to have to be held preciously by the side of T1 as they back away.
And you're just
I think this one, normally I'm fully against doing it this early, but honestly, they only lost 1 gun, so this one's actually not too bad. This is more
high tide
I
wall,
think if
from RB, but at the same time, just for a Saya player to go in along with Carpe,
I think if they had lost 2 guns here, maybe they go for this, but it's not too bad. Knowing that the 2 people are going to keep specting into the next round, I think this is alright. I think they can kind of low buy into this and have a good chance. It's a very good start from DRX though, holy hell. I like that overwhelm. Quite a few teams at the moment, again, while teams are heavy prioritizing along, are hitting straight from hookah. Does help when you have double dive comp. It is one of the advantages. It's a bit like on Split, right, where you can just exec from 1 point. You can just heavy exec from hookah. It's pretty cool.
As we can see, it is going to be double stacked at the moment, with Ben not too far away as well. So short side lamps completely unoccupied.
Just means that on your defense, you have to watch out for just more things.
Get a little bit more information, but at the same time, I think DRX is anticipating this, Achilleos.
Seems like it. Push starting to come up.
T1, because they're light armor believers. Or at least I think they're light armor believers. I'm not sure. They managed to buy up into this round.
Anticipating a trade as well, he sends out utility.
With the 2 that were saved. Maybe they're doing a half and half just on this one.
Gets to sneak onto site, gets another kill.
Man noted, and his Carpet tries to swing out, was looking for the punish.
In terms of just duels right now, it's crazy dominant.
And again now, Bulldog and Vandal. You can see the sit back from Zeta, not looking to play for this one, nor is Munchkin.
Early, like, open duels, if we don't take into account any kind of retakes or something, like they're hidden some shots.
That's just not a great look.
Oh, the timing?
Oh, God. Oh, God.
Little odd from Stacks, we'll say. Really great adjustment.
Just honestly,
kill with a Spectre,
just not expecting someone to
very
spawn.
Delayed reaction on spotting him there. Munchkin now in a potential spot to find another one, but the timing, he just gets right behind the wall. Shoulder about to crest the corner, and Fuzz is ready. Finds the headshot, one less weapon saved.
Got him back for his teammate, yeah.
Answered back.
Respect. Really nice for DRX, right? Survive with 3 in the round before, they survive with 4 here, 3,000 on top each time. Money is building crazy strong. Look over here.
4-0, and you have T1
close to 9k. That's really nice. It's like the perfect start at the moment.
Not a great look. I like that they were saving. I like
okay,
that they were
timeout for T1.
on some of the retakes, pushing into hookah and all that, but now
I mean, they've been relatively aggressive,
DRX are.
at least over towards showers.
If you are T1 and you continue on this pattern of just saving and saving and saving, it shows how passive you're starting to become, and it's not good. You have to start taking map control. You have to start trying to poke at DRX.
I was the RRQ coach. The thing is, I have no idea how it's been looking in practices, and that's like your main gauge.
And we'll see what Coach Autumn can do. Try to right the ship. And we saw, Termi, their last series versus Secret, just kind of limit testing and saying, you know what, I'm not going to call timeouts. I'm going to let them attempt to course correct this, and they could not. And now he's like, okay, it's good to be on the opposite side of the fence once again, where it's the enemy team that has to try to pause here.
Although, I do feel, Achilleos, if DRX starts to get into a little bit of a, what is that? Oh my God, that's long.
Well, it was actually all the players. All I got to read was Stacks says Mako, and then my brain just shut down.
But yeah, I mean, if DRX starts to get in the hot soup this match, this series, I think Termi would, right? Call a timeout. They don't want to lose that chance of that first seed.
Yeah, and I think a part of
some
that
save guns into this one.
I'd say both of these
it's
teams
it's one of the worst starts you can possibly have in this game, to be honest. Like 4-0 is pretty bad, but in terms of like, you can get 4-0s that are close, and if you win the next round, you're breaking the econ, or you can have these kind of 4-0s where honestly they're buying for the next 3 rounds no matter what, and it's devastating. This is so nice. This is how this is meant to be done. So when literally you're just turning this corner as the molly lands, man, they're prepped on this map. That's good. That's good timing, as we expect from DRX.
Showstopper coming in, does secure a frag, but still
no way they didn't get a trade as well, hiding from this wall. Hiding behind this wall, and they still didn't manage to get an extra one.
Both sides.
Nice shot.
He thinks that he's good, but it just doesn't go deep enough. And Buzz just basically strafing through, finds Saya player through that wall.
Well, it looks like they took that loss personally
forced back by the paint
against Secret, because they look great at the moment.
Doesn't Doesn't have much to work with here, just the Bulldog versus 4. I mean, any kills would do some kind of damage to the economy, which is stacking up right now, but it's not going to be found. It's taken out, and DRX have that 5-0 start.
And that's so much going right for DRX. I mean, even if you noticed, off of round 3, right, DRX still won. They continue to save up. Their economy is flourishing right now. They could buy up operators.
Right, T1 get a buy round out. They get their second buy round. Second full buy round, I guess we should say, really. I mean, they kind of managed to scrape something together in this one, but at least they have an ult. They're against the Harbor ult, though. Great for getting over towards Saints. And they did timeout, so they flash over towards here. Does that pull any kind of rotation because the flash hit? No, it doesn't. They stick strong.
Everybody other than Mako.
I like this from DRX, just a straight up default. This is what FPX used against, like when I say default, it's pretty much just everyone just holding one area. It pretty much is just in case they're going super aggro anyway, you can get the information and then you can rotate off it. Right. Especially when you're playing against Paper X, majority of the time you're going to be doing a default to find out where and if they're pushing because they like to get aggro.
This is great because you're just playing slow, you're baiting out utility. Now Zeta's down without snake bites. And he's confirmed the positioning on towards B, maybe pulled some rotations over. DRX can just hard commit onto A. This side very well might be theirs unless Saya has something to say about this.
Timing from Saya could be everything. It should be a known position though for DRX. We've seen Saya play in this spot many times. Back across, and neither Ray's going to be finding a kill, but damage taken on either side. Saya getting the worst of it for sure.
Right, what do we got to stop this plant? Because we had the nades, and that didn't stop anything.
On the side, heels coming across from Sax just to push Buzz back up. Thrash going to be going through.
This where Foxy is for me is the #1 priority now in the new bind for sure. And I love when I see teams thinking about the new binds and having someone here, because I'm telling you, it's such a strong pause as he insta goes down. Wingman's really good for taking
quick snap. Finds Munchkin. Has to clear this cope. Push out the flank, has to go for the reload, but Mako swinging around from the back, can't get it! Carpe!
Wait, what? How has he won that?
Finds them both to get T1 their first round.
Thank God it's specific, we'll get a replay.
On that. Was it a 180 flick?
It's like a 120 adjustment at least, it felt like.
Yeah, still incredible. You can tell that DRX were feeling the heat, that pressure, RB swapping to the shorty just to break that cove.
Oh, that's actually unbelievable that he wins that.
What a guy, Carpe.
That should be impossible to win.
I mean, good procedures in T1 coming in with the trades off of each other. Even stacks doubling up on towards short could not.
Okay, the disaster potential for T1. They just win the round. Only one person wins it. Really low. Had to rebuy armor as well, which means that the just money is low on everyone. 1-9 loss bonus if they lose this. It's a bit of a nightmare. They go out, they get the orb here, they get the orb over towards showers. They do have some ults into it, they understand how strong it is.
Now they know that this is very much going to be a B hit. Zeta trying to jump his way up here into Hookah. Narrowly escapes, going to be stunned again. Does have the judge, but just isn't ready for Mako to be that far forward. Ends up getting taken down. And
mate, how are they dealing with this judge so well in Hookah? It should be it should be so strong.
Oh my gosh, just obstacles on top of obstacles. They're still trying.
That's sick.
Though. Maybe a pick or two. Saya committing with a showstopper.
And then you can pick it up. That's sick. The little dizzy over here. That's really cool.
Don't find him. Foxy 9, however, eliminated. Fan swinging out. Does find one. RB in a little bit more of a cheeky position. Playing on this high ground. He sees the gun barrel. Holds his fire for a little bit longer. Then looks to reposition. A 3v2. T1 bring it back into a decent spot, but they just have no idea where they're at. They're running out of time, and realistically, it's only going to be one saving. Saya finding a kill, but yeah, without getting stacks, he can't make his way out safely.
So the worst thing happened. Literally the worst thing, if you're a T1 fan, happens. They won the rounds only just. They lose the next round 1-9. Their money can't get worse than this. It's insane from DRX. I liked a lot of stuff into this round. I like the dizzy that went like this and then it goes in the corner so you can pick it up. It's really cool for a retake. Big fan of that. The Viper ult on the attack that covered the spike, but then you can hide anywhere in between here. That was pretty cool. Obviously you're gonna get spammed at one point, but you don't really know where they are, so you're constantly spamming there, wasting a lot of time.
felt like
or
Mako
you
was
could be on the floor as
giving
well.
them an out.
So it was, it's really, really nice. I like that. The possibilities of where you could be are really high.
He says, hey, look, it's okay. Like, we can just walk away from this one. And the guy's like, no, I
Low
can
buy
take
coming
you.
in, just trying to get anything they
I
can
hear no bell.
into this.
Oh,
Overwhelm
ringing the
over
bell, Munchkin.
towards long is just everything.
Ding, ding, ding. Zeta now
The interesting thing is T1 look
arms up.
pretty decent at this map, so this is like a very good sign for
Gets damage
DRX.
across, Zeta down
Look
to
at
half.
this sight here.
He beat through it. Yeah, Carpe trying to swing out. Mako just a bit too clean with it. Now Zeta's stuck between a rock and a hard place, and, well, he's dead.
Ooh, okay.
So that's one of the first aim drills I've seen other than the 1v2.
Still, look at the positioning from DRX. All watching the angles. They know, they heard the teleporter. They know the spike is planted for them. Mako just watches long.
Sees him. Vital buy some time. Saya creeping forward, but again, time is of the essence here. Trying to spam out on these corners, and Hookah trying to find something. Saya, well, go ahead. Dragon Cross finds one, finds two. On for three in the round, but
It kind of doesn't matter too much. Their money's so good they're just going to carry on buying.
7-1. And the problem is, because things started off so catastrophically for you as T1,
This
you
is
had to burn the time
this
out
is
after
strong.
the initial
I
4
like it.
rounds. You do
What's the
not
best
want
buying
to
combo
commit
I think
your
at the
second
moment?
time out
Still
in
not
this house,
decided,
you're
to be honest
effectively
with you.
flailing, 'cause DRX,
Still
they're
not
gonna be
fully
blowing anything.
sold on any of them.
And while this
I do.
timer
This
stops,
looks great.
it's a tech pause.
Like honestly, this looks great.
Which means
I like the
those can't
NRG
communicate with them anyway.
with
So
the
it's not like
sage
they
in
get
as
to
well.
use this
I
as
think
a
that looks
freebie.
really good.
No, not at all.
I like
But
the
certainly,
gecko
if there are
usage at the moment. I
issues,
still think
they
that
need
that's
to be
pretty strong as
solved.
well.
This is an
So
important match
I'm not
after all.
fully
If anything, Seth, I mean,
fully
I can
sold on
respect the fact that
anything
T1 are
just
going down
yet.
swinging. You know, they're trying with every fight that they've got. Saya going through that teleporter. The
Looks like Bine's in a really good spot where there's like roughly 4 different comps that you can use.
The thing that I respect is Saya's setup and his dedication to I mean, I'm sure that there's probably plenty of people who are seeing it for the first time, but yes, he does in fact bring that box every single day.
Ever since he was on the guard.
And he plays with
I think
his
DRX are better with
arms
Foxy.
so
I think
far
DRX
spread
are better with
apart.
Foxy. This
He's
is a
like
straight
so
blanket
close to
statement.
T-posing every time he's playing
Tier 1 not playing as good as TS. It's different. The thing is, it's like, again, when you look at these teams, you've always got to remember maps. Like it's like the one thing that people kind of do a bit too much in this game is they'll just be like, why did this team beat this team? But if they play different maps, then that's what you have to look at a lot of time. DRX's Haven is relatively weak. Like their bind, it looks incredibly strong. Like it's kind of different, right? There's a difference between beating BBL on Ascent and beating BBL on PAL. On PAL, they look like one of the worst PAL teams in the world. On Ascent, they look one of the best Ascent teams in the world, but they're the same team. So it's very like, sometimes you gotta just look a little bit more into actual maps itself. So the Team Secret thing, they got him on some good maps. Basically, at least on Haven, they were definitely way better on Haven. Ascent, they looked a little bit rough. And the DRX that is here today as well is definitely really strong at the moment. So I guess what I'm saying is it's a mix of both, but I think when you look at teams as well, you should also, it's hard to compare a game if they're not playing the same map, in my mind, because we should put more emphasis on just like maps and how good they are at certain maps.
I mean, even the scoreline. Oh my God, Achilles, this is, I never would have expected this.
And, you know, this is the issue when you are going up against a team like DRX that does a lot of methodical studying. They like to see all of your traits, all of the, all the ways that you like to default around the map, how you like to retake, and they tear that apart as best they possibly can. So far, it has been working a treat, so it's the onus on T1 to now try to make some adjustments. The turnaround there
Oh God. Oh my God, that's sick. Nice decision making there. Nice attempt from Foxy as well once he realized that the ult was close to try and make him miss. But yeah, that was some Overwatch stuff coming into play there.
Carpe and Ban need to find value. They need to shut down this push, or at least slow it down to some degree.
Is in position.
Answering Reckoning, Buzz, gone. A 5v3 advantage now. This Ban swaps over. Mako looking for this push, and there you go. Shorty wins it
That's, yeah, I mean, honestly, it's a 3v. It's a 3v5. They needed to try and have some hero plays here. Can't be too angry at that.
Dangerously low at 8 HP. And Ban gonna be good for
Okay.
headshot, so all right.
That's impressive.
The good news for T1. They won this one with 4 alive. So if they get reset, there should be 4 people that can buy still.
Not so bad. That's 6-6, and he's gotten those 3 frags in that round, doubling his KD. And
So
we
that's
are
at least something.
Hey!
Still have Fischl.
Round 2.
Oh,
Alright,
another
well,
tech
hopefully it's
pause,
as
right?
quick as the first one of
Do I
Seems like it's
watch
still
League?
something
No,
on
no,
the side of
really.
T1,
I used to
so
watch League. Like,
nothing that would have impacted the round.
I never
outcome.
really watched it
Same as
much. I used to play a good amount, but I watched it probably for like
The refs probably
one
just
of the
think it's
splits a
your
while
box.
ago, maybe
Pinch
like
the cord.
3-4 years ago, just for one split.
You know,
Well, whatever it is, this round, it kind of works.
I'm not like the biggest
you can
watcher
see
of
that
League,
DRX,
really.
Again, they're not doing anything too extraordinary. It's classic stuff.
Still
that
follow
is
Cisco. I
precisely
follow
how
some
you
of the
combine
UK
something that we just
teams.
talked about on the
I
stream.
follow like
Playthrough
follow in
teleports
terms of
right
it, just
there
like
for you to
some
escape
liquid
routes.
games. ITB, because obviously
DRX
the UK got to the major, Endpoint and Fnatic, just because I kind of have friends all in them. So I watch, that's kind of like the most I keep up with it. I haven't actually like sat down and watched a CS game for years. I just don't.
That was effective, right? Yeah, that showstopper.
I'm just like, I don't know.
definitely respected that.
I'm just done with it a little
Thing
bit. I would
is,
enjoy
you
it.
don't have
Like,
a
don't get me
showstopper
wrong, I
every
like the
round.
game, but
no.
it's
No, you
just
don't.
not.
Good to see the fans out here in the audience. Got to be a rare treat there.
I've watched enough
Go
CS.
get that first place. I mean,
French fans probably like, oh, this is what Valorant's supposed to look like.
How many observers are there in major tournaments like
Oh, okay.
VCT? So you'll have 2. You have 2 main observers at the moment in this game, and then because there's no replay machine, you have like 10 slots where they can have 10 PCs, and 1 PC is on 1 player. So it's like 2 observers. One's a first person and one's a third person, and they're flicking between each other with like a switch. And then you have 10 slots. Each of these are a PC, and they're linked to each person on the server. So they put the PCs in, they put them all on a player, and then all of these 12 feeds go into one replay machine. And that's the big difference is between a lot of these leagues is this is 12 feeds going into here. That's a lot to watch at one time. That's a lot to edit in together. So the replay person needs to be the biggest. This is like how big his brain needs to be to scale. It needs to be this big to work this.
Given the form that they've been showing.
So you need a big brain dude that's very experienced on this to make your replays good. Otherwise, it turns out a bit like America's, where I imagine like the dude's probably trying his best, but 12 feeds coming in, it's a lot. It's a lot to try and make your It's a lot to try and clip together. If you think how fast you have to be as well.
It would kind of be a cherry on top. Obviously, you're wanting that first place position. You want to have that bye. You want to be in top spot. But I think already given just how what the fan expectation, the cast expectation, analytical expectation was for this team after what we saw. Wait, I can't read the last one.
DRX
player. Stacks is sexy, talented, amazing.
You turned
also a
22
DRX
today.
player.
Congrats, dude. Happy birthday.
Very good.
Any advice to the 20s?
What was the other one
Just enjoy it. Like 20s is fine. It's fun. You're young. You're learning.
Somebody's a robot.
You're always learning, even at my age. So, depending on how much you game, like if you're just a heavy gamer, I can give you definitely some advice in terms of like just have a good routine of stretches and stuff like that. Make sure it doesn't wreck you in the future.
Not bad at all.
Yeah,
That's all I'm gonna say.
So I think no matter what, they're not going to be feeling too bad.
But happy birthday, mate, and enjoy your day.
if they could, exactly. What?
I'm the camera focus.
Is that his military?
Yeah, I'm
Oh,
33,
looks like
Hungary.
he
So,
might be going to the military on June 6th.
what's up, Yampy? How we doing? Have I eaten yet? No, not yet. The dude is very early. Snaky, GG. Oh my goodness. Snaky, thank you so much, chat. Let's get a lot of slug approves in for the 10 gifted. What a perfect time to do it. Fill up this tech pause. Love that. Snaky, thank you so much for that. 10 as well. It's a big old number. Chat, let's get a lot of slug approves in for Snaky. GG. Thank you for doing this, mate. Okay, if you hear your name, please say thank you over towards Snaky. We got Mandingo, sorry. We got Doodly, Zach_ZZ, Vapor TV, Krabby Tuna, oh my goodness, Aviucus, Vidus, Goodus, sorry, Coke Surfing, It's Raven. Can't read this name because of translate. If someone wants to give me that last one, that'd be incredible, but welcome in either way. And Blaze Marley, welcome into the Slug Club. Again, if you got gifted, please say thank you. Thank you to Snaky GG. Thank you for doing that, mate. Very kind of you.
Oh, yeah. So a lot is going to be at stake when we do get into that second series.
Very kind of you.
We'll get back into this series right here, this map, because I was unfortunately wrong when I said that it would hopefully be as quick as the last one.
When was the last time I screamed because of an insane play?
Whatever it is.
Would it have even been? Let's think.
So it's at least not quite as bad as the
I don't really react that much because it might even go back. It might even go all the way back to like CS. I'm not sure I've like screamed in this game at a play really.
I mean, things happen, right? We would just want
I just watch too much. Like my reactions as I see more and more are getting less and less and less, just because it's just like, mate, I dread to think how many hours of actual games I've watched, because it's just like, it might even be 30,000 if I include Counter-Strike. Maybe coming up to those levels. It's in between 20 and 30,000. So I've seen, so I'm just like, I feel like I've seen majority of all the shots. It was a little bit different when it was actually like really, when it was like actually like, it helps a lot when I'm at the event itself. So when I was observing and I was doing lands and you could hear the crowd, that's when you get like, that for me was when it was like I was more into it. The problem with the coaching stuff when I was like coaching is I was relatively calm, and a lot of the time I didn't have crowd because it was COVID. So
you know what, we want to time out off the back of this. And I actually am not surprised by this at all.
So yeah, honestly, I'm not too sure. I'm not too sure about that. It would have been when I was observing some kind of major or something.
So it seems like Termi just wants to get in here quick, say like, okay, hey, this is what happened last time. You know, let's not do that again, and then look to carry on our merry way.
I mean,
the Japanese name was Anoni. Anoni, welcome in.
If DRX can continue on their upwards trajectory, 10-2 would not be
Did I watch any Eurovision? No, I didn't have time to watch any of it.
Not bad, no.
I don't think this isn't this isn't old bind necessarily. We still obviously don't have as much of a pool to really judge, you know, how the attacking versus defending side is going to fare, but you think about old bind.
I'm trying to remember, did I scream at all at Loud Fnatic? Maybe. I was kind of into that game. I was definitely kind of into that game, so maybe the reaction's there. I don't know, it needs to be a big game for me to be like a reactional streamer, if that makes sense. Like it needs to be something, special, it needs to mean something big.
And that's going to be a very big tool. We know how crafty this guy can get. Sun peaks, maybe a free frag. Oh!
And he's just going to die. A triple push.
Okay. Chat. Oh god. We get back into the game. T1 decides to do something really aggro, and we're about to have a reaction from it. Love the push down here. They get the kill over towards one of the duelists, and now the reaction is go over towards A. At the same time, Snake is given another 10 gifted, so let's get some slug approves in as we watch the end of this round. I'll read out some names. Snaky, mate, thank you so much. You gone for another 10 as well. You're crazy today. Love the flash through. The trades are very much there. That's great. Fish ult as well is going to come in. Should be getting one here. Man, I love looking on the minimap when they're hit by it. Dude, he gets his gun out. Oh, imagine if he somehow got this. That would have been crazy. Okay, nicely done. Good round for T1. Like the change up, like the 3-person push over towards here. For the reaction from DRX was good as well. But honestly, this A retake seems pretty decent. Even getting out of these choke points with the util seems pretty decent. Because they weren't sure of it because it was blocked off by the wall. Okay, Snaky GG has gifted another 10. I'll do this one more time so that we can get some slug approves in. Thank you so much for doing that, mate. I appreciate it. If you hear your name, please say thank you over towards him. We've got Tam the Boss, we've got Jimbo, Slago, Hacks, Arturo, sorry, Beer_Mano, Seraph_FPS, Fets, Dylan, and Ouchie Fliz. Welcome into the slug up. Again, if you got gifted, please say thank you. I like this. This is literally to block the flash that comes in. Damn, that's so nice from Mako. T1 got rewarded for their aggression last round, and definitely something they talked about is adding more aggro in and taking some map control. This one did not work out well. It turns into a 3-on-5. Band's done alright though, but he's going to need to do everything.
Even with the one-man advantage, the Reckoning still going to be committed here.
Yeah, in terms of this,
they want this to be a 9-3 half.
yeah, can talk about
push into the corner, pushes out, and Foxy takes down 2 after the right click finding
so yeah, if everyone looks at the minimap at the moment, a lot of default is a Sky playing over towards here. Within the first second, you will flash over towards here to kind of work out if you need to have 3 people here or 3 people here, right? So the rotate can come in. So what a lot of teams are doing is you can have like a Sky smoke, you can have a Viper smoke, or in this case, you have the wall. And hopefully you're all behind it. Flash goes in. They think that no one's here because they're not close enough to hit this util, and that should mean that there's 3 people here, and the site's a little bit weaker for you to hit. So that was just the thought of the instant util at the beginning there. But yeah, that's also why Skies display all the time over towards long, right? Skies are here, and it's literally just flash, 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 because at least before the double jawless comp, no one really used to hit from just hookah. So if there was someone over towards long in this area, you knew that most likely it was going to be a hit towards him.
I mean, it's just a bit of a mistake. You can never lose too many players, especially on the defensive side. Yes, get map control, but do it safely, right? Because if you lose 2 players, your defensive forces...
Right, let's see if T1 can get the last round. Maybe a bit of hope for them into this. We get the AWP out. Flash goes in. I think it hit. Let me see. I mean, was there a wall up? No, no wall up this time. So Flash definitely hit. And with that, let's look over at the minimap. There it is, right on cue. Rotate comes in. They're going to have 3 people here. Nice shot. There's another person that can dive onto the side though, so it won't feel too comfy. And the vision's constantly blocked. Man, B hits are strong with this comp. Even with 3 people on site, you're losing the jewels.
Attempt the retake here. The operator in hand. Molly will force Mako out. Carpe does catch him. Bring it now to a 2v2 with RB still.
This is a really strong comp, to be honest, the DRX comp. Oh, that's unlucky from Carpe. Nice read from him to expect that. This one is doable. He now knows where they both are.
Kenny went it out. A dangerous position. The Flashy gets the full blind. They don't swing off of it. They just want to play around with time here. Jump forward.
Unlucky, he had to try and make a play. I love that from RB, just blocking his vision, playing close to delaying a lot of time here. Knew that most likely they were going to push him. That was pretty cool. Don't NRG use the same comp? It's Sage instead of a Sage instead of a Jet.
And it's just a smart play from Stacks as well, coming from the back. He gets Carpe.
And honestly, it does. I mean, it changes the playstyle a lot.
Once more, it's tough for
there's definitely a few more things that one comp can. I mean, there's a few things of both comps that they do a bit better than the other.
Hasn't been very often. I think it's enough to say that the curse is dispelled. Frankly, it never existed.
Not so much. Not Pacific, and if I'm being honest, not so much true for T1. I haven't really seen them do anything like that. And, well, it'll be a miracle if they can pull that off.
I think B-side needs a rework on this map. No, I think teams need to be a little bit better at defending long B, but also saying that it can be pretty hard when the molly goes down. But I also think now that the TP's a little easier to get out, so I think like you can say that this is long. Maybe I'll draw it on the minimap. It'll be I'll draw it on the minimap when we get into pistol. I think you can hold long a little bit better than maybe teams are.
When they go for some retake plays, when they actually get the timing on some of the spike plants. But that doesn't happen too often.
Why do we never see Astro and Bind? It's just it is just the worst. There's too many smokes that you need to do constantly. I mean, it doesn't combo great with majority of the other agents that you would use. You did used to see it when it's 5 stars, but it's like you kind of need 5 stars. It's just too big. Brimmy has the molly for the after plant, and the Omen flash at the moment is really good as well. So that's kind of why you see Astro a little bit less. I do like the Omen though. It's not too bad. Yeah, this position here I think can be used a little bit more now that the TP's here, and potentially you have that wall that cuts in across so you can block vision to actually get out. I think that this maybe can get used a bit more. If we're looking at T1, I think they needed to, like, obviously you can Gecko up here and defend this as well. So maybe they needed to try fight long harder, but honestly it's a nightmare against the DRX comp. Like I said, they can just exec from here, so it's like can't put too much emphasis on that. That's a nice there's a nice little take with that. Wingman's really good for this. I haven't fully gone on a server and seen if there's a lineup that can check everywhere, but with 7 seconds you should be able to.
Warning shots fired on both sides. Trailblazer cleared. Stacks has the pull back over towards both side of things.
Morning, Crippy. How we doing?
Really making a move or exposing themselves too much. DRX ever so safe. They've got the information towards B. They know that it's probably just a Zeta alert towards A.
This molly might be everything. Flash goes in as well. Does hit, so they're definitely keeping the 3-pass and stack. This is going to be hard for T1. They're waiting for the wall to go down, but that's when the molly's going to go down.
As quickly as possible. Here we go. We'll be able to make it out. Think across. RB going to be good for one. Mako finding the other, finding it. Yet another.
Damn. Mako's just, he's just incredible, isn't he?
Across, because I mean, he either needs to die to their hands or plant the spike die to that, and that one's not going to happen. So Snacks will go ahead and find a second kill in the round.
Actually just incredible.
And that's going to be DRX picking up both pistols here on Bind and moving to double digits.
No, sir. It's just good old Mako. Myung-Kwon Kim. I was looking for his full name. But yeah, I mean, you can see how he plays. It's the whole DRX
it would be
procedure, in fact.
With Sky and Raze. I mean, yeah, you could do that if you wanted to.
Maybe it's going to be that rotation over from T1, but nothing happened. And such, all we have to do is to just prepare for that hit on towards B. As soon as it comes in, you can see how fast they reacted to it, how strong Mako was in anchoring down the site. On to the next, and that's going to be some more buys. Saya versus Foxy.
Oh.
Seeing enough. And speaking of Foxy, he's also got a Marshall.
Man, poor T1. They've been so wrecked in this one. They really have. They've been absolutely destroyed in this game.
Other than the Dizzy, getting into either site seems nigh impossible. Trailblazer just to go ahead and clear out. They'll trade position. And Foxy whips the shot. Ban does not.
Oh.
Coming across, Stacks now.
Wait, did I just cuss?
Over towards Garden. Wingman not quite bouncing in that way.
Where's our spike?
Doesn't feel like it.
Side player finding one, but Ban again with the Sheriff. Looking clean, finds it, but as you say, the spike is not yet here, so this still gives a good amount of time for the remaining members of DRX with their superior weaponry to try to get into position to retake this quickly.
Guys?
Yeah.
Should we rotate?
Carpe needs to not die here.
Timing on that was kind of nuts.
TP?
I would, and just make it fast. You already, the TP is already switched up to a closer position, but now it's just going to be a retake game for DRX with the better firepower. So,
okay, Banhat needs to get 3 more.
This Buzz not wanting to necessarily reveal that he was still lurking in this spot. Otherwise, I thought maybe he was going to send the paint shells through the new vent. They do have their back lab, but just goes ahead, throws it, clears close, and Zeta tries to go for a timing push through that wall.
Yeah, it was a nice
Monko's
attempt.
ready for it.
Nice damage
He's
done.
come in, 11 rounds now locked in for DRX.
I mean, I fully agree with you, Achilles. There are so many options.
Stacks brought a pistol into this one, so he can have another. He can have another rifle.
Well, sometimes I don't know if it's the mental game or pressure affecting them.
Oi.
It's 11.
I'll reset this after.
It is 11-3.
Play the clip.
Oh.
Okay.
Oh,
Don't
okay.
play the clip.
No, yeah.
Maybe they're just memeing.
Still.
America's replay slipped in here.
It's just that cold night for T1. DRX are warmed up. They are fired up. They keep going in, and T1 has not been able to stop them whatsoever. Trying to go in off of this approach, you can see that Ban is landing some pretty nice shots, but you need so much more than that. And maybe some mid-round adaptations. The spike being
My
so
favorite game played so far.
Odd.
Yeah, I mean, it's some nice.
I mean, the
kills
lock-in
against
final
those,
was
you know,
just
some of the
incredible. But
firepower
honestly,
away
do
from
you
DRX,
remember the DRX
you know, potentially slow them
FPX
down,
game
but
on Ascent? That was so
rather
fun.
get them
Like,
out of
I
the
think
sight.
that's my favorite map still.
But unfortunately, not nearly good enough. Need to be having that kind of impact when you have the rifles in your hand. It does feel rough right now. T1 kind of getting, you know, the RRQ talent treatment for map number
Yeah,
one.
that was
Going
just
without
an
map pick and
incredible game to watch, to be honest.
Pretty damn close. To
It's
being
either that
a,
or it's the loud,
match scoreline as well,
the
13-4
loud
for Talent
Fnatic
to take it.
final, because that was just mental.
Here's another thinker. While DRX are decisively winning on Bind, the next
As if we
map's
got
gonna
that in
roll,
a,
and
as
that's
if we got
DRX's
that
map
game,
pick, one of
like
their
potentially
stronger
one of the
maps
best
so
games to
far
watch
this
in
season.
a
T1 really make that
final
reverse
5th
sweep.
map.
I don't know, but here we go.
Like, there's no
They're
way.
pushing on towards B.
We peaked in Valorant so early.
And moving up, gets the recovery on it. Trailblazer goes out. The green ban and Foxy9 not steadying his aim. Then finds him. Munchkin getting another. The Dizzy goes across into the back sight.
That is,
He's found
dude,
before the wall
some
can
of these
come
B
off.
hits are actually disgusting.
Very
It
quick and
looks
snappy hit
like,
here from the side of T1 as they go ahead and look to get that 4th round locked
man,
in.
how would you approach this as a team?
See Buzz and Mako. What they can get done. Just the paint shells and a blast.
I think
pack
you're
go
gonna
as far as
start
Angel's
seeing teams.
Best we could do here is really just exit
I mean, you're just going to be way more proactive on your defense. It was getting to that point on Bind anyway that you had to try and be really proactive. But I think you just have to be way more aggressive because this is now the 3rd, well, if we include DRX, this is now the 4th team where if you kind of lose long control, it looks like you lose the map because some of these hits are so strong. That hit was really good. DRX's hit was really good. NRG had a really good hit. Liquid had an insane hit as well.
Not even ninja to views because it kind of would have been in their faces. But
And teams we've seen use the vent, literally nothing. We saw Tens try and get a classic kill then. That was about it.
So 4th one locked in for them, but this is the one they need to win. As we get ready to see DRX the full buy.
If we are to mount a comeback, this is the round.
I just think it's just I think the map's fine. I think it's just like teams are gonna get used to it. It's definitely an attack sided map, and honestly, it might be really heavy attack sided. But I think teams just have to play it different.
Stacks trying to get further information towards B long.
Again, this wall on defense just gives you so much. This is what I was saying, right? Because of this wall here that you have that like leaps over towards here, means that you can fight real heavy in this corner a lot more. And this corner is really strong. It means that this crossfire between these two is great. Right, you have a good crossfire here, good crossfire here. So I think you can fight heavier like this and commit. And then obviously once you take this TP, then you can wall up, and then you can get out a lot easier. So I wonder if teams are going to just start. I would honestly, if I was a team, I would just play a whole prac where someone just plays in this corner and just see what it feels like, and then maybe you'd take Shower's control as well. So you're just heavy, like you literally put like 1, 1, and 2 in terms of bodies here, and then just maybe 1, 1, and then you constantly retake, just hold over towards Showers to see what it's like. I don't know. Who knows? But yeah, it feels really attack sided. I mean, this will be a good test.
Oh,
Oh, as we take the TP, yeah, they realize there were good numbers here. Love that from Sire as well. What a nightmare for them. It's all up to Foxy. And Wingman plants inside the cove.
Can't deny this.
Okay, what are your post-plant positions? We just back up in the bats. A couple holding by triple.
Looked like they were going to push, but okay, as that goes down, Foxy will be able to find one. Bako dropping out of heaven, though. Traded. Carpe finding him before falling to Buzz.
Oh my
Tap
god.
onto the spike. Foxy going to at least be able to hold this one to half. Throws down yet another cloud burst, but the double swing around from the back. They managed to find the kill, but Buzz, 1 for 3, needs the board, but he can't quite make it happen.
Holy, I thought that was it. I thought that was an absolute clip.
Keeps our hopes alive. That's
It's
the
almost
offense,
there.
purchase.
Had the nade as well. It's a really nice
DRX.
try from them.
And a bunch of applause erupts from the crowd.
They
This
they
was
might
a
start
good
stacking this
round
up.
for T1. You love to watch these little rotations and fakes on bind, and you can do that because of the teleporter. And the way that they made use of it was great.
Yeah, still unsure, to be honest, Seamus. I'm still unsure in terms of binds. I'm still trying to work out what teams are doing, what I like best. Oh, sorry, I didn't mean to punch the mic.
Things got a little bit dicey towards the end, definitely. You can see that T1 were just kind of respecting how DRX went in with a retake. Still Foxy with that operator. But now, economy not there. It's going to be a bit of a save, a half by Sheriffs.
It's a nice, strong overwhelm.
4 players over on A.
Flash and then dog in. Dog spots no one. They get Razor. That means they want to use it into this round.
That left-hand side. And T1 are going to start drifting towards him, so we'll have to be this wraparound from behind to try and reinforce.
This is very proactive, and they might have perfect timing. Yep. They actually get perfect timing on this, and they heard the running as well. This is interesting. How long? Okay, now they got to send it over towards the site. They have no idea about the numbers. They pick up a gun. Yeah, definitely might need to see a Razor for this one.
And Buzz has a showstopper too. This could still be a DRX win.
Might see double Razor here. Let's see.
Oh
Oh god.
It
It was a nice satchel to get out of it from Buzz, but yeah. T1 handled this great. Saw the numbers, everyone grouped up here, fought this together. It was a bit of an awkward round, to be honest, but they handled it very well. I liked the shot calling for it. I thought it was good.
More of that. Oh, they almost lined up for him.
But still, that one tap gave him, I believe he's 1 point away from his Viper's Pit, and the death secures it. So it's a good attempt from DRX regardless. The fact that they could hear Zeta running, that was a big pickup, and I'm glad that you mentioned that, Achilles. At the same time, while they almost could have gotten into trouble with this B-long push from DRX, Carpe came in with his cape to save the day. That Thrasher play just pushed them off and allowed for T1 to turn into a firing range. We're 6-11, but still,
Oh no.
keep in mind DRX's ultimate
Foxy's
this
in
round. Oh my god, Fox.
Oh, good decision. Oh.
He's still going to go for this one. He
Wow.
scot-free.
Wow!
Only the Dizzy catching him. So Showstopper moves forward into Lamps. Saya looking for something.
Does Foxy hold this the whole time? Oh, it's so unlucky.
I think the wingman might have, given away Buzz's position. Now they should know that he's up on top of the truck. Boobot cleared, but they're not paying attention to it. The wingman had noted him.
Man, Buzz is unbelievable right now. Has his ult if he wants to use it at 1 point as well, but he's probably going to wait for the plant.
Oh,
Going to be
showstopper.
invested. This is Zeta's.
He has nade and ult for this, and Mako has his own ult as well. They're not like desperate for rounds because they still have a bit of a. Okay, they are using ults. Damn, nicely done.
Barely notices him, but it's enough to get the kill.
There's only
pack.
one place.
It pulls back away from it. Okay. Now it's all on Mako. Can he get the timing here? The gun barrel going to be seen. And
Nicely done. Nicely done from Zetzer. Played this well.
4 rounds
It's a
consecutively
big round.
here for the
It's a
side
very
of
big
T1.
round. Force them back to eco. This is, it's
Four more
getting
to
there.
go.
It is
They will have us
getting
tied
there.
up.
Just ever so controlled. You have that pit up, you know that you just have to keep it. Of course, I think T1 went in with a good hit as well, but the way that they played that post plant, the way that he hit inside of fast, I feel like DRX kind of knew where he was, but they were considering some other positions, and that allowed for Zeta to find those last 2 frags, that clutch. At the same time, though, It just fills me with so much glee to watch
Flash.
Foxy 9 going for
It was Flash and Flash, because Flash went like
Got away
this,
with it, but in the
and
end,
then
it was
Flash
T1
also
laughing
went in
their way
here.
to the bank as, he's still pushing. I think this is probably Stacks pulling the leash.
Yeah, and he might as well be super aggro.
Let's not over W gaming this. We're not Paper Rex. We're DRX.
I mean, he's
Okay.
Well, they dealt with Raid Boss in terms of the knives of this one.
and Saya's ready for it. So a quick shutdown there on the blades, just a single one into the shoulder, effectively, of Munchkin, who's thinking about sending the Seekers. Wall up from RB, so we'll opt to go for
Foxy, it's fine. He again, he was the person with the best gun in terms of his ult into this round. He can just do what he wants.
Buzz. It's a headshot onto one. Taken out. Carpe trading it back. Keeping the advantage for them. Boombot. Spotting. Cleared. RB, I mean, it looks like he desperately wants to try to swing off of this, but as he does, Saya finds the kill. Push in. Covering fire from Zeta is going to be good, so Carpe survives and now can go back to planting the spike.
Spike planted.
That leaves Stacks alone.
Did you even sleep? Dude, I had a good sleep last night, actually. I got like, it might have even been over 7 hours.
It does. Just the one, and I think Carpe, oh, maybe I guess he didn't spot him. Ooh. Finally able to stabilize and doesn't take any damage from that either. Pop flash, sees one, gets across, grabs the weapon. Saya noted, back of sight, but now I think Stacks realizes, yeah, I'm in a pickle. Carpe will be the finisher.
Okay.
5 rounds consecutively. 8-11, T1 trying desperately.
Yeah, they need this
back.
timeout. It's looking very hard to get a defense round at the moment. I don't know what they're gonna try. Might have to go super aggro, and that's not. I mean,
DRX's coach, but still.
This team have always had good set strats on their defense that they'll do instantly. But I kind of want to see them do that walk push again, like a little bit later. Because I'm pretty sure T1 will hold a default for some kind of aggro.
The way that you watch how Saya just holds outside of U-Haul or lamps, it's really smart. And RB was definitely pressured to peak, like you mentioned.
Do you take timeouts in scrims? Yeah, a lot of times you have like a pause, and a lot of times it's not necessarily a timeout, but you're just pausing and you're just talking about everything, whether it's like what you want to be trying next, or like a round that was like really bad, or if it's just like a useless prac and you need to get everyone to focus. You actually use pauses quite a lot in pracs, or at least we did. There were some teams that used it more than others.
They're on that attempt at the thrifty. Makes perfect sense, but the reckoning was there for RB. Obviously, didn't opt to use it. Now has it ready for this round, as well as Mako's pit.
Replay around in scrims, yeah, you can do. I mean, if you want to, you can reset it. So a lot of teams, well, I say a lot of teams, some teams I know are doing like best of 3 pistols. So you do like a pistol, and then a pistol, and then if it's 1-1, you do another pistol. And you just reset them, just to try out different pistol strats, just because it's so important, and you only get 1 round to prac out.
Discovered this last night. Single off shot, not enough to kill the damn thing.
This is nice. Fish goes in. Fish goes back to get picked up. Good amount of info. In return, Dog goes out trying to work out where to put this 3rd man for DRX. No, that's actually a huge mess.
The mad lad. Now we'll back away. Again, I can only assume that Stacks is saying, get the hell out of there.
Alright, fine. But again, as I was saying, T1, they're not committing. They're actually playing pretty loose. They want to find that opening pick first. And as long as Foxy does not give that to T1, DRX should still be able
Viper
to play
over towards short. They've lost Shower's control, though.
Spike still on the ground, but will get grabbed here by Munchkin.
This bait might work him well. Yeah, this actually might work well. But when does he want to start flashing for info? We'll see. It's going to be a shot, then it's going to be a flash, then we're going to... Ooh, I like this. Flash off the wingman. Gets a kill, gets out. Vision blocked for the Oppa, so it's hard for Foxy now. It's even harder with this ult. It's a nightmare for Oppas.
He looks for the stuns. Spots him. He tries to split the difference. Stacks, however, with 3.
Stacks gets 2.
31 HP in a dream. Trying to hold the line. On for the ace.
No way. Oh my god.
Stacks has
Where
done
was he?
An ace to shut down the push. and bring this to map point.
He is that sexy.
Was he elbow for the first 2 kills? I need to watch this
talented
replay.
Player from DRX. And he's doing it all over again. Vamos, Stacks. What a spring
31
transfer.
HP.
First of all, that daring push with the guiding light just to check on towards B long. He gets that information. He knows it's the B hit.
That was so important. Do you know what? They were struggling for a round as well.
And everyone continuing to push in.
Struggling for a round and Hero. There were so many walls. It was such a weird round to play around. He did great though. Wingman came in, flashed, insta took the jewel before. Does go down fast on this one. Can Foxy? Hey, that's a nice flash. Oh my god, that's nice overwhelm. I tell you, the overwhelm the teams have from long is disgusting. Keep an eye on the Viper. Zeta's still lurking on this one.
Will get cleared. A 4v4. Everything here for T1 now. Needing to win this round to keep it going. Keep themselves in this game. Foxy inching forward. Saya reading it perfectly. Has the lineup.
1-9 loss bonus after this one. So there's 2 of them that can't buy.
Timing on this hit could be crucial.
Might declare corner. Can just go through as well. And Munchkin just sends out the shot. And he's going to find all 3.
Jesus.
Back-to-back highlights.
Okay, that's a nice way to reply. Sick, especially the first kill.
Don't let DRX end it.
So 4 chances down to 3. Money's lost. It gets a reset, and they had trouble getting around on defense. So this is very much possible.
The way that T1 gets control over the site, the way that they hold it afterwards, getting this first pick through the cascade, and then to just reset.
Straight up eco.
Movement, reset your recall control.
Got some sheriffs.
Finish it off the final 2. 9-12. This is not impossible for T1 to come back from.
Certainly not. I mean, especially given the economic situation, you would anticipate that they should be able to make this 10 rounds. Saya just went away from the showstopper, and Mako dead off the rip. Headshot through the box. Fight keeps RB contained over towards Lamps, the wingman. Check as well as Saya player just beautifully gliding in right off the back of the wave. Saya should be a surfer.
Yeah, because he's got that balance as well with how his hands are up. Still though. Wall's down now.
Still made a bit, but Stacks is still not rotating over. He's gonna end up joining in late as Zeta, I don't think he noted him, but doesn't matter. Still has the reaction to snap in. And with that,
T1 are good though. They're methodical on this. Both of these attack sides have been really good.
Just now getting himself over towards the site. And he's got to be really careful about this. Honestly, it feels like he should just opt to go for the spike death.
Chad, it was both pistols, right?
One away.
Both pistols for DRX, is that what we said? I can't remember the first pistol.
That one, that's a pit online.
It was? Damn.
That's right. Or Carpe, you know, that would be 1 point away from his thrash.
This is kind of...
such an annoying tool.
This is getting to scary territory.
You have to, I keep saying this, you have to admire T1. Look at how they actually go in. They get a little bit of space. RB puts up this huge high tide that just covers a bit in a U shape around the site itself. It blocks off a lot, and it's great, but they did not have the firepower. And T1, respecting DRX, they don't overcommit to the site. They wait for that wall to drop, and then they
Money's really not good for the next round, so this is potentially DRX's best chance if they don't get any crazy ults, which it doesn't look like they're going to. So this is DRX's best chance in theory on paper. And the overwhelm over towards B site, and there's only 2 people here. Massive from Buzz.
Joins into the site, finds one. Quick little shallow toss in the paint shells, the boombot at the ready as well. The fearless swing around the corner though. Man, and he manages to stabilize.
Nice trades.
RB quick to trade it back. Spots another. They're jiggling around the centerpiece here of the map, and it's just gonna be Carpe joining in the fight. Now suddenly a 2v3. Zeta and Munchkin, a little bit of damage across into both. Stacks gets himself in, finds one, finds the other. And can he be the finisher? The pop flash over the top, Munchkin wins it out.
He has no idea where he is.
Munchkin, 76 HP, spike planted. He's pushing right into him.
Damn.
Foxy will get the headshot to seal
What a
the
sick
deal
game.
and
There's a
take
lot of
DRX
individual
across the
step
finish line at long
ups
last.
in this one.
The
This was
cherry
yeah, this was
on
fun.
And it's just going to be Foxy closing things out. It got so close, Achilleos. We are nervous. My hands are shaking.
Yes.